Any other stock that you may think is up our alley?
Well, I do have one other alcoholic beverage, but it's pretty unique.
Ooh, that piqued my interest.
I'm a fan of the unique.
Give me a moment. And he turns around and goes back into the tent, but this time instead of just like instead of pulling back one of the flaps and digging in the front of it, he goes into the tent and just a few seconds later comes back out with a barrel with a symbol on the side of it. And Wainwright, go ahead and make me a.
No, Wainwright's not there. I'm not there.
Oh, that's right. Wainwright isn't here.
Oh yeah, you're not there. Well then, there's a symbol on the side that doesn't look to be anything like super alien, but it's definitely not immediately recognized by anybody there. And he brings out the keg and just kind of puts it down onto the ground next to the small table that he has set up, and he just puts a hand on it and says, "This here is a special brew of ale made specifically by those drink-heavy bastards up in Yormund."
Ooh, we've heard of the Yormundites.
I kind of lean in.
It's not-
Is this a dwarven ale, by chance?
Aye, that it is. It's not something to just sip on, mind you. It's got some kick to it.
Might I partake in a little slosh?
Now this is special. I only sell it by the mug.
By the how much per mug?
I'm charging 25 gold for it.
Do you have samples?
I had this made specially.
The cups.
I'm sorry, not for something this special.
Ooh. I would like to know what I'm getting into for my purchase. Do you have any other information about this?
You ever heard the saying it'll put some hair on your chest?
Do I? I don't know.
I don't
I mean, that's up to you.
ales.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, they ain't kidding.
Huh. Well,
I don't know if I want hair
well, I
on
mean,
my chest.
kind of scratch underneath my plate. I don't think hair looks good on scales. I'll have to.
I don't even think that'd be possible with your physiology.
I don't think so.
So would it not affect Eskar then? Why would he want to purchase this?
Well, no, I think actually this would.
I mean, it's dwarven, and they make some really interesting things. And
I'm imagining this
Who
will turn
knows?
you into a dwarf then. Because you wouldn't, I don't think you have keratin in your genes.
I unfortunately did not get a gene test, so I would not be able to tell you if you're right or wrong. Well, I think I will pass on this for now, personally.
I am totally intrigued. I will buy a mug.
Fine choice, sir. And he just reaches down beneath the table and pulls out a mug and just goes to the tap and fills up the mug for you and sets it down in front of you. And from what you can see, it's a dark brown with a heavy head on it. It looks to be like a porter or a stout.
This was 45 gold?
25.
Oh, good.
Oh, 25. Man, I kind of want to, but I want to see what that.
So you have one mug of dwarven ale.
You'll have to tell me how it tastes.
Well, I'll do some insights to it. And maybe possibly Hangman could brew his own, and you could help him with your brewer's tools.
That's true. It is certainly true.
if that's all of the unique ales that you have at this counter, I would bid you adieu and thank you for your service.
Yes, and we'll contact you later today about what we'll be doing with the rest of the wine.
Fair, fair. One word to the wise here, sir, about your purchase. If you're looking to get the full effect from this beverage, I would recommend not sharing it.
Gotcha. I'm hip.
I guess we move on to the next.
Okay, so you'll have to let me know when you finish that mug. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm just walking around with it like it's my morning coffee.
You just sip it
Okay.
away.
No, I'm not sipping it. I'm just walking around with it.
Holding it.
Yeah, like I'm the boss from Office Space.
It does have some coffee-ish hints to it, but they're faint. For the most part, this thing tastes closer to dirt with how freaking dark and heavy this thing is.
I'd like to
not a
prestidigitation.
bad
I'm going
taste,
to
but-
make it taste like something else. I'm going to flavor it up. I'm going to go to Flavor Town with this mug.
That's right. You can flavor up 1 cubic inch of something, or 1 cubic foot.
Yeah, 1 cubic foot.
Choo choo! First train leaving to Flavor Town.
It's going to smell like... I don't know. What would I like?
What does
It's
this
gonna
like?
smell like raw steak.
Oh,
Looks like meat.
Okay, so you are now drinking a raw meat ale.
milk steak.
Dwarven raw meat.
Dwarven milk steak?
Dwarven milk steak.
Dwarven milk steak.
Oh, that sounds so gross. That sounds so gross.
We named a new one. It's
Boiled
Dwarven.
over easy.
Oh, yuck.
Hey, none of you have ever had dwarven cuisine.
That's true.
You never know.
Who's down? Who's the next
Alright,
one down the
so
line?
you're all done with the alcohol man.
Yeah.
Move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, so about 30 feet away from where the alcohol merchant was is another stand where the guy had the cages set up and different sized, cubic shaped, things behind him with different drapes and materials laid over them. And as you walk up, you can see that this is an older human. It looks to be probably in his 60s or 70s. He's hunched over forward, leaning on a small cane, but his stance looks to be pretty solid. And as you approach him, he just says,
Come to view my pretty animals, have you?
Yes. What sort of animals do you have available?
Well, I've got a couple that fly, one that climbs, and many others that travel on 4 legs. It depends on what you're looking for.
I'd like to see your most unique.
Just going straight for the top.
I got unique.
Certainly.
and he turns around and starts walking back among the rows of these different, they're probably cages underneath their coverings, and just walks over to one and grabs the sheet that's on top of it and pulls it off. And inside this cage, you can see laying on a small bit of grass with a plate of raw meat next to it is a panther.
Whoa, dude.
And it kind of just looks up at you all, and it doesn't react in any specific way, but its eyes are trained on all four of you, and you can just see its tail kind of just swooshing every few seconds behind it.
Oh, what kind of panther is this? Because panthers, I don't want to actually you, but panther is just a generic term for big cat.
Is it a puma or
totally,
jaguar?
You totally just actually.
I totally just actually.
Big.
We'll say it's a black panther.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
Bagheera from Jungle Book. It's a
Yes.
jaguar.
Okay, so it's a jaguar.
There you go.
A jaguar.
Yes.
It's like a buzzsaw with fur.
Anything of the, I kind of like scratch my chin of the reptile variety. stay in my wheelhouse, man.
Nothing skewing that way in the lizard family, sad to say, but I do have other ones. This one here is still quite wild. I hope you would know how to handle something like this.
He's talking about the Black Panther.
Yes.
Ooh. I don't know if I'd like to purchase something that's unwielding and not tame.
How much are you
Many of
asking?
these wilder animals are harder to tame. They're easy to procure and capture, but taming them is usually up to the person who is going to be owning them.
Does this one have any benefits? If I contracted it into my service, would I benefit from?
Son, you'd have a pet panther. I don't know what more you can look for in this transaction.
Yeah, I'd also have ripped up upholstery. I'd have clean up after it.
Does it come with furniture insurance?
Does it probably not spayed?
Big dead rats brought to your door.
Well, I could give you a small piece of parchment with basic care and instructions written down on it, but you'd certainly have to have a little bit of bravery to tame this one and many of the others that I have here.
Just to peruse, what else does he seem to have?
So I'll just go down the list here so you know what he has. He's got a hawk, a camel, a lion, 4 mastiffs, 3 of which are pups, a monkey, 2 owls, 3 parrots, the panther, 2 tigers, and a wolf.
A wolf.
My dude, can you show me the cuddliest of those puppos?
Certainly.
And this guy with his hunched over stance is only like a foot taller at this point than Hingman. And he just shuffles his way over to a smaller cage than the panther one. The panther one was a decent size to hold an animal like that. And he just walks over, and there's no cover on this one. It looks to just be a mother and her 3 puppies. They've just got like brindle sort of coating on them.
Oh, that's a nice dog, dude. How much you looking at for this one?
Each mastiff sells for 25 gold.
Well,
Can you
Hingman,
do like a perception to see which one's like the best, the alpha of the litter?
Would Hingman go for the most alpha though, or would he
I
go
don't
for
know. What
just
would he do?
the chillest? I think he'd go for the chillest puppy.
Yeah, maybe you would.
I suppose.
easygoing.
I mean, they're pups, so they might be a little out there.
But maybe one that could like eventually he can ride on and be more stout.
Technically, I think he could actually ride
It's a
on.
mastiff. Those things are beastly.
Right. I'm
They
saying
could
like
be.
actually rule wise, I think he actually could
He could ride it.
ride it if he was able to train it and have the right barding for it and everything, or saddles.
He might have fallen back asleep.
I don't know if we executive decision that or not.
It doesn't just have to be his dog either. You know, if one of you wants one. Or if you would just want to have a dog for the entire group.
I was thinking that panther would have been awesome to protect Swiftguard Keep. Or, but just
I
like
feel-
hiding in the shadows, like
We would probably need to spend more than a little bit of time training him too.
I'm already training my horse, so I won't have much time to do that.
True.
True.
My horse would be a pretty
don't want
good
your
fucking
horse to get
guard
jealous.
too.
How's
He'd probably
the
go with us most of the time?
how is the wolf full grown?
Ooh, a dang old
Yes, it
doggo.
is.
How much is the wolf?
The wolf is 50 gold, and it already comes trained. They're, like dogs, quite easy to bring under our control.
And I'm going to type out everything that he has so you guys are like fully aware of everything.
Okay. Last guy was fancy clothes man.
Do we know if it's a man?
Don't know. I guess fancy clothes person. I'm assuming the wolf is caged. Just like to approach it and see how he handles non-human.
Okay, so you walk up to his cage, which is also uncovered. He's currently just laying down, looking in your direction, and as you approach, he just stands up and moves slightly closer to you, but not all the way up to the bars. Do you want to make an animal handling check or anything with this one? Because it is tamed, so.
I just want to kind of extend my hand, palm down, to the edge of the cage.
Like the Pope, kiss my ring.
Yeah, more than anything, just kind of like low and at his level.
Four mastiffs.
And after a second, he kind of pads his way up slowly and just gives your hand a sniff. And then a slight lick.
Doesn't seem very ferocious.
How long have you had him in this cage?
Well, he's tamed, mind you. Just because he's not foaming at the mouth doesn't mean that doesn't have his own natural capabilities.
Remains to be seen.
I kind of get eye level with him. Try and eye up the dog. Maybe see how he handles me getting down to his level. Like a little.
Okay, make an animal handling check, please.
Sure. Just for funsies. Animal handling.
Watch your beak.
10.
I mean, he does fine. You get down on his level, and he just kind of watches you get down there. And how close are you getting to the cage when you do this?
Balto.
Still just about like half a foot away.
He just stays where he is and just watches you do it. I mean, it's like any other dog in captivity. They're pretty placid for the most part. The ones that aren't like super energetic and jumping up and down or barking or anything. He's just curious that somebody's approached the cage and looking at him.
I reach it in my bag. I grab 50 gold and just still kind of like eyeing the dog up. I just extend it to the merchant. I'll take him.
Oh, fine choice.
And he pockets the 50 golds and then takes out a small ring of keys and just unlocks the cage. And he doesn't open it immediately. He just unlocks it and motions to you and says,
You can go in there if you'd like. You can bring him out. It's up to you. I would be able to sell you a small collar and harness if you wish, but he does obey basic commands.
I'll purchase just the collar. And do you happen to have any meat, any spare meat on you?
I do. I can throw in a few pieces, enough for a couple of days with this transaction. I don't want my animals being sold into a household that can't support them.
Well, that you don't have to worry about.
So he scoots off, and then a couple of minutes later comes back with a collar and in one hand and a few pieces of meat that have been wrapped up in like a wax paper in the other. Wrapped up and tied with a small piece of twine. He just hands them both to you.
I kind of I say thank you, and I kind of walk to. I open the cage up. I don't step inside. I just break off a little piece of the meat, and I just kind of hold my hand out, kind of like, Slav squatting in front of the opening.
And when you take the meat out, his ears kind of just perk up in your direction, and he moves his way over and sniffing your hand and the meat, just nibbles at the end and then pulls it out of your hand and starts eating it.
All right.
Good dog.
I give him a little pat on the back. I don't put the collar on just yet.
And he just finishes up the little niblet of meat and then looks up to you, expecting more, or at least hoping that there's more coming.
I kind of stand up and kind of take a couple steps back and just kind of give a little slap on the side, maintaining eye contact.
Okay, you just make the motion.
Is that another animal handling?
Well, yeah, just kind of come.
Okay, and then with the audible ordered command, he makes his way over to you and just stands next to you, still looking up at you like in anticipation.
Heel. Does he heal?
So anything else you guys want to do here? Any other animals you want to look at?
Do you guys want to go to that fancy clothes store?
Yeah, let's go to the clothes.
Yeah, we'll hold off on the mastiff for now. I'm sure we can maybe find one later.
Possibly.
Well, thank you for your time, sir, and don't worry, he'll have a good home.
I certainly hope so. Thank you very much.
I guess we make our way to the
Yep, I'm kind of just standing off, like,
going this way.
check out these clothes.
Cool.
Okay, so you make your way out of the couple rows of the cages and outside of the stall area, and across the way and 40-ish feet down is the person who had all the different kinds of clothing set out that looked to be pretty well made. And walking over there, it's just a gentleman who is very, very, like, aware of how he looks. Everything is, there's like gold or silver embroidery. He's got a brooch around his neck and a kerchief behind it, and he's very well groomed. His hair is slicked back, blonde hair with a small goatee on the bottom.
My good sir, you are as bright as the sun today.
And I try to be every day. Thank you.
Looking sharp, my dude.
Now, how may I help you?
We are looking at your wares. What do you sell here?
Yeah, dude, you got any duds?
Certainly, I'd be happy to show you my wares. And he gives this little bow with a flourish, and invites, and then steps back, opening up a flap of a tent, and just motions for you to enter.
Please.
I'll be out here. And I kind of try and find like a nearby bench to sit on with my new companion.
And Hangman
Sitting
and
with
I
me.
guess, go in. I push Hangman in first.
Okay, so there's a small fountain, 50 feet away from where you are, kind of in the middle of this market area, that you just go and sit down and spend some time with your new doggo pal, as the other two go inside to peruse the high fashion. So as you guys go inside, there are lines on the three sides that are not the entrance of this tent are varying dummies of, like, a bust from shoulders up, or some of them are just a torso and a head, some are a torso with all the limbs, but just displaying different outfits or pieces of clothing. In here, he has, on a couple of little head mannequins, he's got bows and bow ties, some what looks to be like aristocratic type clothing. Another set of clothes that is just very refined and fashionable, look like something that nobility would probably wear. He's got a cowl in there, some goggles, a bunch of different hats. There's an adventurer's hat, a beret, a fez, a sea captain's hat, an ushanka, which is apparently just like a Inuit type hood meant for cold conditions, a wizard's hat, a simple mask, and shaded glasses.
I feel like 75% of
as
those
well.
Hangman would would immediately gravitate to, especially the beret.
We're gonna head towards the hats.
Okay.
Actually,
So
no.
there's the
Sorry.
adventurer's hat.
I'm gonna first take a look at that nobleman's doublet or whatever it was.
Okay, it's a full set of clothing, like a piece for the torso and for the legs, and they look to be similar to the design or the aesthetic that the guy is wearing currently. Just very gilded, a lot of bright colors with those same gold and silver kind of colored pipings and things on there.
I turn to Hangman and I say, didn't Wainwright say he was from nobility?
Cha, dude, I think so.
Do you think this is possibly too bright for his demeanor?
My fine sir, we humble folk have a friend of noble birth, and do you have this in black?
I might. I'd have to go check. Give me a moment. And he steps back outside of the tent and into one that was next door to it, where he probably keeps most of his stock that he's not displaying. And he takes about 5 minutes to rummage through, and he comes back with the two same pieces, one for the torso, one for the legs. But this is all jet black, and all of the it's very like Prince Purple Rain-esque, with like some of the frills and stuff on there, but all of the trimmings and linings on this are just like silver against the jet black of the rest of the outfit.
Oh yeah, dude.
This is just up Wainwright's alley. How much is this, actually, my good sir? And what is your name?
My name is Ronald.
Ronnie.
And that set of clothes will run you about 50 gold pieces.
What do you say, Hangman? Do you want to maybe pitch in and get this for the Wainwright?
Cha, I mean, I feel like it'll look good on him. Yeah.
I think if he's dealing with his status, dealing with all those nobility, high society types, he'll have to mingle with the Hingles.
Oh, nice. I'm glad you're listening. Yeah.
I'm trying to get onto your culture. I adore it.
Yeah, it's good. You just need to, learn more a little bit about chicken coops.
Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around that one.
That's a big part of our culture. My good sir, we will gladly purchase this from you.
And certainly. 50 golds, please.
Okay, I hand over.
Go halvesies on it. If anything, I can always dosh him back.
Yeah, same here. But yeah.
Okay. Hangman stacks 25 gold in a single pillar on his table.
Okay, so he just collects the gold and puts it in a small lockbox, and then takes the two pieces of clothing and wraps them up in just a simple white sheet to contain them in, and ties them up with a nice red fancy bow.
Wow. Wow, you guys go all out.
Is there anything else you'd like to see?
Hangman and I would like to look at your hats.
Certainly.
Ronnie.
Ronald was his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
what he said.
adventurer's hat is described as a wide-brimmed leather hat favored by explorers. So I'm going to just guess like an Indiana Jones-esque kind of a thing.
I was going to say paste.
There's the beret, the fez, the sea captain's hat, which is going to be like, it's not the pork pie, like three-corner thing. It's going to be like a Captain Crunch Admiral's hat. And then a wizard's hat is described as the comical wide-brimmed hat of a true wizard. So just basically like a Gandalf-style wizard's cap.
I do fancy that. I'm gonna look at that and maybe just check out its. I'm gonna flip it around and if I can grab it,
You
if
want
he's
to
fine
see
with
if
me.
you want to do?
Yeah, he'll let you pick it up and look at it.
So I'm looking
no,
at the
do
wizard
you
hat,
want to look
and
at
I don't know
those
what
and see
Hingman's
if
doing.
Hingman wants one? One of those hats.
He hasn't responded yet.
No, I mean, like, do you think he would want one of those?
I feel like Broad Joe would either go for the fez or the beret. Maybe the sea captain's hat.
What color
Shady
is
glasses
the?
too, probably.
He's already got the cool
Oh, that's
Elton
right.
John glasses.
Yeah, what color is the beret?
There's a couple of different colors. There's one that is like an olive green, and then another one that is like a slightly darker, like crimson. Just like the generic military shades of those.
Are there any toques?
I think he said.
What is that?
No, you
Like a
Shanka.
broadshow hat. 18-pound hat.
The 18-pound.
No. And apparently the Ushanka is just a bomber's hat, like the Russian style,
Big fur hat.
I'd say probably beret. Don't you think?
Yeah, probably beret.
Yeah.
Get him the dark crimson one.
Yeah, the dark. My good sir, that crimson one, that beret, seems most in line with proper Hingstonian clothing. How much for it?
That'll be 3 gold pieces for one of our berets. And I see you looking at our wizard's hat over there, sir. And the gentleman would pay 25 gold pieces for one of those.
What color is this? My old eyes can't focus on this color.
It's like a slate gray.
A slate gray.
So pretty much exactly like Gandalf's.
Mm-hmm. And you call this a wizard's hat? Is that correct?
What was that?
You call this a wizard's hat?
Mm-hmm.
Did it come from a wizard?
Did a wizard make it?
It was made by a seamstress from a town far from here, but no, I don't believe it came from a wizard.
So is this just a costume hat?
It's in the fashion usually suited by most arcane types.
Does it give me any benefits? Are you aware of?
It's just a mundane piece of clothing, but it would certainly fit your style if you're more attuned to the magics.
I don't know if I want this. It probably came from a wizard. He probably killed the wizard for this. Did you kill a wizard for this?
Heavens no, I detest violence.
Can I insight check that?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Turns out he's like this master assassin.
The secret fucking merchant assassination squad.
Oh my god.
You can tell from the look on this guy's face, he's paled a little bit. He means what he says. Like, he's probably never thrown a punch in his life.
You want to take over Bradshaw? I'll do a thing.
I honestly don't believe this is worth 25 gold pieces for, as you said, a mundane hat, and it just looks like it doesn't have any qualities to it, special things about it.
Yeah, there's no bonuses or anything you'd receive from it. This thing is well made, but it is just a simple, like, wizard's hat.
How about I fight you for it?
I've never heard such a thing in my life. I call the gods.
No. This will just be... I am actually an arcane user myself. I dabble. I am actually horrible at fisticuffs myself. And if you've noticed, I am a crippling old man. Yeah. So you'd probably win. And if you do win, I'll give you 25 gold.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage. Nobody, doesn't matter who they are, wants to walk around the rest of the day with a possible black eye or a split lip trying to sell stuff.
Are you threatening?
No, I'm just fighting for
And he
it.
just says, I might have to ask you to leave.
Okay. All right. Sorry for the trouble. I thought it would have been pretty fun to see you fight. If you haven't been in a fight yourself, maybe put some, I don't know, strength on you. And I leave after spitting.
And he just, in a huff, exits the tent and holds the flap open for you.